Hello friends, my friends who lives abroad, Brazil, especially Brazil, Taiwan, Indonesia, Korea and also Bangladesh. I am very excited to sharing my experience. Before 2 years before, as per experimental method, I have collected pollen grains from this variety and poured the pollen this variegated variety into this ovary and after collecting seeds, I am getting a new variety. Just look, variegated leaves with beautiful flower. The leaves are variegated, a new variety I have. Just look. Now I am sharing and the tips for pollination, artificial or hand pollination. At first, we must see the parts of flower. Both of the part, male and female part, in a single flower, bisexual flower, inside of this. This is called filament, male part or stamen. This is called filament, and filament just for tantalizing or attracting insects and vibrating by wind, which resulting the pollen. This is anther, where pollen, after bursting this anther, pollen comes out and vibrating or insects reaches the pollen. This thicky part of this female part, which is called carpel. Pour the pollen here and the capillary tube called style, which reaches up to ovary. Now we have to avoid water and moist weather for artificial pollination, and the selection of flower is very important. After blooming the flower, 8 hours to 60 to 70 hours is best for pollination. And two types of pollinations, same flower, which is called normal pollination, and two different type of flowers called cross pollination. Now the line shown, this line shown, it is reaches up to ovary. The line reaches up to ovary. This is the hole, and which is the filament part protect the ovary and female organ. Now I am opening the filament for collection of pollen grains. The pollen grain present here. Now I am collecting pollen grain. Just look, pollen grain, tip of the stick. Now it should be placed This is for experimental, that is female part, and this is called thicky part called stigma, and the pollen, pouring the pollen here, and it carries the pollen, this capillary tube called style, up to the ovary, and seed form here. Now practically we look at artificial pollination, how we can get new flower. Just look. Selection of flower is very important. This flower older, more than 8 hours. This flower, the color shown, this is the fresh flower, and we can collect just look the line. Now I'm collecting pollen. Removing this. Just look. Huge pollen. And put into the greenish part, which is stigma inside. After removing this, now pouring this pollen on stigma, and the pollination already done. Now this flower closing by this stick and closing this. After 7 days, the flower dried out and detached from the ovary, and the sign, just look, sign of seed. We can get the sign of seed. Now the cross pollination, I will see you the cross pollination. This is multipetals. The path of multipetals very congested, and insects not reaches up to ovary or anther. For that, the pollination, natural pollination is rare in multipetals. I am collecting pollen grain. Just look, and pour the pollen grain, this white, fresh, this is older, and this is fresh flower, and pouring the pollen inside of the ovary. Removing the filament. That is stigma, greenish, and pour the pollen on the stigma part. Now we close the flower like this, and after 7 days this flower detached from the plant, and we can see the seed, sign of seed. Just look, this type of initial stage of seed, and From this, we may get new flower, new variety by cross-pollination. Thank you, friends. You may try and get new variety of Adenium and many others plant. The cross-pollination method and pollination method, artificial pollination method, I'm sharing my experience, sharing among my friends. I'm very happy. Keep watching my channel. More tips, more experience I'll share with you.